Hey there, it's Bootzone here. I got this collection of bits a while ago. You've got a main fuse breaker for a house. This is just a consumer supply for a household. Got a fuse board with all of the fuses missing. We've got a switch, which would be like a main, I think it's a 60 amp, 30 amp switch. Fuses are missing in that as well. It's a big fuse, double pole, double throw switch, I think. And an old meter. So I might have a look in all of these. I might not get into the meter today. But I wanted to break this open. I've already started on it and been pretty unsuccessful, really. So this is an Aeroflex fluvent from MCED, Manchester City Electrical Department, maybe. It has two big cables coming in. There are two cores in each of them, so I'm not really sure how this works, but I don't think it's a live and a neutral coming in. I think it's 2 + 2 and then one in each going out. I don't know. These are some kind of Bakelite or something like that, and there's the fuse on this side. It's pretty massive, like big old fuses. So this is just going to get smashed, I'm afraid. But this highlights this specifically highlights something that I saw in forums. I was looking at, just reading the internet, as you do, and it was saying about, someone was saying, can I just disconnect the main fuse going into my house? And someone was saying, no, you should never do that. You should always get the electric company out to do it. And I thought, oh yeah, there's job's worth. The safety police are back again. Didn't think too hard about it. Just thought, yeah, well, you'll know if it's going to break. But like, if you send someone in who doesn't know what they're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, first of all, but this is not a system that I removed or anything like that. So this bit here, it's not a fuse, it's just a breaker by the looks of things. I don't think that's a fuse, that's too, well, I wouldn't like to see that burn out, put it that way. I think that's just a breaker. I think you could have a fuse in there, but that's just a piece of nickel-plated copper pipe, I think. Okay. So the idea would be that you'd pull out this plug, clunk, and it would pull these contacts out from in here. And why they don't just come out so easily, I don't know. But so if you didn't try and lever this out with something, what happened there on that side was that it broke. And that's no good, you know. These would all have been mounted to a backing board once upon a time with screws like this one here. I'm just interested to get into it. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, so if you tried to remove that, suddenly you've got a 60 amp or 100 amp supply coming into your house, and there, that's what's coming out. So that's the fuse carrier there, or the breaker carrier that I've destroyed. Some kind of plates there. It only seems to have one cable coming out. You might get to the point of thinking after 3.5 minutes that this is a bit of a rambling video. Yes, it is. It's just looking at a historic piece of industrial apparatus. That's quite nicely done there. So these cables were nickel-plated copper, I think. You can just see there. Each of the strands are silvered. Then there's a layer of rubber around them. And then on top of the rubber is a layer of cloth, braided something or other. But of course, there's the cloth. You can see the weave there. Then there's a layer of linen or something there wrapped around, and then there's a layer of rubber, something there underneath. So they haven't broken down completely. You can see the rubber there, but they're not great. Whoever fitted this used a nice little job there of twisting a piece of wire around the end before inserting it. They didn't do it in this end, but these are silvered, or not silvered, soldered together, which is kind of a nice feature. There's little ceramic grommets there. Going back to what I was saying, did I ever finish saying what I was saying? Yeah, so if John Idiot, aka me, and I haven't done this, but somebody like me who's not an electrician but thinks, oh yeah, I'll just pull that out. You start pulling it out and then you realise, oh crap, I've broken it, and you end up with this hanging out the wall. Basically, that's unprotected electricity going back to whatever the nearest substation is. That's going to wipe you out if you touch it. Yeah, you probably wouldn't even know you touched it. So with a modern one, it'll be like a different kind of plastic. It won't be as brittle. But even then, the question kind of came on the forum that once you get into these threads, down rabbit holes, how does John Idiot know what he's looking at? I think, yeah, that's pretty true. How does he know what he's looking at? How does he know what he's got there? So the best option is not to get in at all. I don't want to break this, but equally, I have nothing else to use it for. Like, I'm never going to use it as a breaker. See, it goes in, but it doesn't come out properly. Here, the snap is probably the plastic breaking. So it looks like the bottom one is loose, but the top one isn't. I wonder why that would be. See the way that one pushes in and out. This one doesn't. And so if you're from the electric company and you come to inspect one of these, I think you just remove them. I don't even know if you'd try fixing them. Try opening and shutting them. I think you just turn it all off, rewire it live with a new box, new junction. Oh, we might be getting in here now. Or maybe you just spend a lot of time doing it. I think, like the one in my house has been replaced many years ago with a more modern one. There we are, we're in now. This one has a fuse in it. Ah, okay. So this is the live side has the fuse. The neutral side, while it has a breaker, doesn't have a fuse. That's interesting. Let's get in and have a look at this fuse. It looks massive. Yeah, so I think my neighbours have one of these, and you know, really, they should get the electric company out. There's nothing wrong with them, you know, like they'll work, but how do I get in there? Let's loosen it up a bit more. What does it say on the end before it falls off? Quote, cat number, AFSC, and rating. That's just fallen off. So that's it. Wired to carry 60 amps. 60 amps is quite the fuse. Why is that stuck? Yeah, that's quite the fuse. Pretty neat actually, but 60 amps. So I guess it's like 5 13 amp fuses, roughly speaking, all tethered together. I've lost the plate off the end of that. There it is. I get a bit of Pritt stick and glue these back on just to have a little novelty. This isn't going to be put back together. I've damaged the caps hammering it. Okay, so that's what you've got there. Let's get this one off. I think I've opened up one of these Hope's patent boxes. You see them all around the neighbourhood because people get the houses rewired and the electrician says, I'm not touching that. So they have to get the electric company out to rewire the units. That ceramic I just broke, I'd say, because it's just broken there. So you've got a live side and a neutral side with a big and a small wire. I don't understand that. That's the way it is. If you know why that is, tell me in the comments. As usual, I would be interested to know what that's about. But these anyways, these are potted up in bitumen, so you assemble the unit, screw it to the wall, put in rubber plugs in the bottom, hold it tight, and then you fill it out with pitch resin, bitumen, something like that, through these little caps on the sides there. And that seals it up, and so it's potted. Nowadays you'd use a kind of a two-part epoxy thing or something like that. Got a little bar across there for earth, and all the earths are taken off that. So you've got a lead coated cable there coming into the house. That's that one. So then from there, comes into a big breaker switch, I think. Can't remember which way around it went. This is only 30 amps, so I wonder if this is how it was or if it was wired to something else. This had a brass nut on the top, but that's been bent over by whoever's removed it. And this should have a fuse going from here to here, I think. And then another one going from here to here. And then you can't close this with the face open, but it's just a big switch in a cast iron box, which I think is pretty cool. Big cast iron box. That's a MEMAJOR, made by Mem. There's the logo. It should have been painted black, but it's all rusty now. This will have been in a cellar for 80, 70 years, something like that. At some point in the system, the meter would have been in there as well. That's the meter. This one's Northwest Electric board, and that was in MCED, so that this will be more modern than the original incoming thing there. This hasn't been opened yet. Yeah, it's still sealed. I've opened the bottom to disconnect. Have I? Oh yeah, to disconnect it from the wall. That was what it was. Not the wall, but the timber plate. These things are nearly always screwed to a timber plate. I don't know why they are screwed to a timber plate. I guess maybe it's to give them a flat surface or something, or to isolate them a bit. So let's get these cables. Well, I don't need to take them out really. There's not much point. Live and neutral in. Cloth and rubber. And someone's bunged in some extra PVC ones and some extra little tails there as well, live and neutral. In the old black and red system. It doesn't mean it's very old, but it's quite old if it's on black and red. Interesting if they're just kind of spliced and jammed in there somehow. Yeah, so this you hook the wire, you hook the screw, you put one screw into the wood, hook it over there, and then you screw on the two screws in the bottom. That was how this was fitted. I don't know, it has this little handle on it as well. I don't know what that's for, but it was in there. It looks like there's a number plate on it there I hadn't seen before. L53M. Yeah, it's a different number plate to the meter number there. So this is made by Landis and Geyer Limited, Acton, London. It's a Type CH1 meter, single phase watt-hour meter. There's no real way to reset that. Guess you have to take a reading and start again. It's one of the old styles. You've got to go through all of the digits individually. So you've got 1, 4, 9, other way around. Start at the top. 7, 5, 9, 4, 1, and 4/10 or 3/10, depending on how you look at it. Interesting is all it is. Right. Well, there's a little wiring diagram on the back of it. So a line comes in and load comes in. There's the diagram for the ammeter in the inside. Okay, and then this is the old fuse box. Cast iron front, mixture of cast and tin on the back. And then I had 2 bars fuses. This is a MEM again. Over here it says a Cantarc MEM fuse board. To prepare board for wiring, remove main terminal shields, release wing screws at end of case, so that's these wing screws here. Pressing inwards until backs are free to tilt. Fuse banks may be taken out by removing the screw. Main cable enters terminal on opposite side of bus bar to clamping screw. Secure cable by tightening screw. Simple instructions. So these, anyways, what I was saying was if you loosen up the wing nuts on either end, you can twist these around and you can get a bit of better access to them. Really all that is. I'm going to strip this out because I think I just want to get the copper out of it. It's completely useless. I don't have the fuses. Even if I did, you would never install this in a house nowadays. You'd have to be insane. Like, there's no protection here. It doesn't meet any of that. Well, actually, it's not far off because they brought back in metal cases in the 18th edition wiring regs, as far as I know. And you just see, like, over here on the side, that's how it was earthed. A screw, earth wire wrapped around it. And those earth wires, they look to be completely undersized by what you see nowadays. But hey ho, I'm just going to unscrew these and pull them out. Salvage the cables, salvage the parts. I think these will either all go as brass, or if they're copper, they'll go as copper. But I thought the boxes looked interesting, and I wondered if I could use them as an enclosure for something else. I don't know if I will or not. It's old black and red cable with a rubber coating rather than PVC. Not great. I don't know what the grommets are made out of, but they're tough as nails now. They're not flexible anymore. Let's throw those things back in there. So these fuse carriers, they're all ceramic. I presume they're all made by MEM. They're all ceramic, which you wouldn't see nowadays. Although there's nothing wrong with ceramic. I guess it's just harder to make than plastic things. More expensive to make. You still see ceramic on large scale installations like pylons and that kind of stuff. And I guess ceramic is far more durable when it comes to UV. When you would compare it to plastics. So it actually appears to have a live and a neutral. So it's got six sides, and it's got a set of live fuses and a set of neutral fuses, which you wouldn't see nowadays. You'd only have the live side fused. So that's, maybe they're just breakers rather than fuses, the same as the incomer. Can you tell that I don't know anything about these things? All I would say is, all I have the knowledge to know about is, if you have one of these in your house, I would have it replaced. Get it replaced with a modern one. If you're interested in this kind of video, let me know in the comments. I've put up old videos of taking apart gas meters and other things that I found. You know, they're all completely outmoded. Well, they're not outmoded as technology. The gas meters are still, as far as I can tell, they're still exactly the same inside. Is that copper or is it something else? Might be brass. That one's got a bit of scorching around it, looks to have been burning there. Oops. It's an interesting splice inside. To extend the cable by, what would that be, 3 inches, something like that. A little ceramic shield there on the main incomer. They'll just be brass with some kind of nickel plate on them, I imagine. These ones are all rusted solid. Not all of them, but well, some of them. I'm not gonna, there's not much more to see here other than a little bit of discussion about what it is in the comments maybe. If you're interested in this kind of video, let me know. If you found this useful, let me know. If you think it's a waste of your time, let me know. 20 minutes of me pottering in the garage. Thanks for watching. See you later. Okay, I've just finished taking all of the guts out of these guys because they'll all go for recycling. I've just noticed that in here is this little pin, and it engages with this little piece here, which I've managed to smash off both of them. And it was only the fact that it's smashed off, see that little hole there, that showed me what was wrong. So it looks like that has a thread on it, on each of them, and that should screw in or out. don't know if I'd be able to get this now. Screw out, really. Yeah. Looks like it might go. So it looks like somebody's fitted these and then just left. I can understand why you'd remove the little screw from the... See it wiggling there. I can understand why you would remove it from the neutral side that just had a contactor, but I don't know why you'd remove it. Well, no, I can't actually, because if you ever want to get that fuse out, the only way to do it is to smash it. So someone's obviously been a bit... I can't get that out. It's not really meant to come out once it's broken, but it looks like it would have had a little knob or something on the top. Like this, something like that, just there to take it out. But it doesn't anymore. And that's that. But if you were struggling to get them out, maybe that would be helpful. You'd have to figure out how to get them out if they were broken. But there you go. Okay. Oh, and it looks like there might be a thing to put a belt through as well. I don't know if that's quite so. No, I don't think that's quite so. It looks like there's something there to, you could put a strap over it, like a electricity company strap to say not to take it apart. Right. Thanks for watching. See you later.